How we doing? So today I thought we would get into the Yawara kata. I'm in my street clothes because 99% of the time you're not going to be in your kimono. You're not going to be in your gi walking around. You shouldn't be in your gi walking around. That should only be for the dojo and practice, and not any time outside the school. But anyways, when I learned the Yawara kata, boy, it was really special for me. When I learned it in okinawa-te and I had a chance at a purple belt to start learning it, it was like everything. I think I must have been about 11 years old, 10 or 11 years old. Because I remember always going to the weapon rack and trying to take it off, and he would say, don't touch that. And finally, when I got my purple belt, I started learning it. It was something else. But anyways, the Yawara form and what you teach and how it's presented is done as a stick that's done to penetrate and crush. It's not so much, the similarity is not like what you would see in an eskrima or arnisar. Its main emphasis is used to come in and strike and strike and strike, kind of like a gladius. A gladius, like what the Romans would use, that type of an emphasis on it. Where if you had like a wooden pole, you'd be strike, 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 with a lot of power behind it, and so forth. That's pretty much what the Yawara kata is about. And we would call it the stick kata, Yawara kata. There was a ground Yawara, there was a standing Yawara, there was a jumping Yawara, there was a stepping Yawara. All different ways of how to use it. There's a Yawara part 1, there's a Yawara part 2, there's a Yawara part 3, there's a Yawara part 4. And through the years it was taught differently. And we'll get into that later too, for those of you who want to learn it. But anyways, going today, I wanted to overemphasize that, when you're coming in with this and you're coming across, that's to strike the elbows. When you're coming in and you're bowing, that's an elbow strike. If you're bringing it in and you're coming up, that's to hit the knees. Right? So we're whipping it across, or we're coming across, right? And what you got to always remember is keep your hand in when you're going through it and you're doing your striking. Don't keep your hand out here. If you like, you can keep your other hand up in a boxing defense, and then we can work on our jabbing and striking, which will come later out of the form. So, what's important, what's some of the basics you should work on, is as you're spinning it, as you're spinning the stick, do not open your fingers and do this. Do not do that. Keep your hands closed, and spin it with your wrist, spin it with your wrist. If you're doing a circle 8 and you're coming in, put your hand inside. Right? If you're going to reverse that and come over the top, keep your hand inside. Do not keep your hand out here, because eventually you might hit your own elbow, maybe funny bone or whatever, and it kind of hurts. So any motions that you learn within the Yawara kata can also be done with the mini Yawaras. The same techniques of striking, the same techniques of blocking, of striking with the circle 8, of coming up underneath the chin, of striking across, of hitting across, and so forth, can be done with the mini Yawara. Also, if you're going through the basics, the same techniques of what you go through the stick can be done with an axe, where if I'm cutting across, coming up, down, cross, in, up. If I'm switching and then striking to the face, if I'm blocking and then coming in striking, same techniques that you go through the Yawara with can also be done with an axe. And today, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the Yawara kata that we'll get into in time. We'll break it down, we'll show its usages, and that's my brief talk today on the Yawara kata. Stay strong, guys, train hard, and I'll speak with you soon.